Hi, it's Clientele, it's Sheryl, it's Facebook, and I am here to welcome a phenomenal and exciting and fascinating guest. I just love her already because we have had a chance to meet and talk for a while, and she is awesome. And you know what? She's got so much to share with you that's going to be so inspiring and so encouraging for women over 50. Doesn't mean that if you're under 50 you can't watch. I want you to watch. And it doesn't mean if you're a man you can't watch. I want you to watch. Here is the phenomenal Shauna Grow, Shauna Chic Over 50. Could you say hi to our audience, Shauna?
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Thank you,
Oh,
Sheryl, for having me.
I'm so happy to have you. I can't even tell you. I love your page. I love your Instagram. I love everything you do. And I just wish, as you know, time were going on for me before, that I had somebody like you to help me with style and hair and makeup and skin and just everything about life. Exercise. I know you're a huge proponent of keeping in shape. Can you tell us how it all began?
Well, Chic Over 50 is about 5.5 years old, and it started just actually by accident. I'd never even thought about doing anything like this. I had a little Instagram account that was a personal account that I kind of dabbled in a little bit, but never really knew much about social media or anything like that. And my cousin one day said to me, Shauna, you should start an Instagram account for fashion for women over 50. And it just sounded bizarre to me because I couldn't imagine anybody being interested in anything like that. Although I have in my all of my adult life, I've had women ask me lots of questions about fashion and fitness and everything, but never felt like I was really worthy enough to, put myself out there every day and really make anything of it. It just sounded like a ridiculous idea, actually.
And look how ridiculous turned into something that's so amazing. And how many followers do you have?
I think we're at 105,000 followers right now. So in
That's
5.5 years, that's pretty good.
it's
So it was really interesting when I first started. I'm really a quiet person and very self-conscious, and couldn't even was always nervous about getting up in front of a crowd. So it's just kind of ironic now that I've got all these people following me and I'm uncomfortable in front of people. I'm getting better. And of course, it's easier in social media when you're behind a phone to, um, say something or talk about something. But really, I'm quite a quiet person. And so when it took off, and I knew that my followers didn't want to see just pictures of my shoes or pictures of, half of my face, you know, I just had to suck it up and put my picture out there every day, and recognize the fact that I'm a brand now, and my followers want to see me. They don't want to see somebody else. In fact, when I first started, kind of my way of not putting myself on there every day, I thought I would ask other women that were my age to, I'm a photographer, so I would take a nice picture of them, do a little photo shoot, and then talk about why they are inspiring to me. But as I started to do that, I couldn't find enough women to do that. They all felt the way I did. They didn't feel worthy to be on there. They didn't feel like they had much to say or give or share. Um, and so at that point, I was just like, I've got, it has to be me. Chic Over 50 has to be me. People aren't interested in seeing somebody else. And when I would post something like that, it would never really do very good because people are tuning in to see me and to hear what I have to say, not somebody else. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. And
So, yeah, so I just had to kind of go with it. And I just had to understand now that this is my, it took off and it's my job now and my responsibility. I do feel like it's a responsibility to help women out there, because there's a lot of women out there that are so lost at this age. It's really crazy. But if you think about it, we've spent, at least I did, I went straight from high school basically to getting married and having a family. And so I never worked outside the home. I never was in the business world at all. I never had anything to do with business. So I'm just learning as I go. But I've just learned that there's, as women email me, like they're just, they don't know what to do after all those years being at home and
yes.
raising their family. Now their kids are gone. And if they did work, they're thinking about retiring, and they want to reinvent themselves, or they want to know how to have fun at this age and not get discouraged at this age. Because really and truly, that saying of life has just begun is so true at this age, because we're free. We don't have as many responsibilities, and we have time, and there's just so much to live for at this age, so much to be happy about.
Well, absolutely. And you couldn't have said it better, Shauna, because you are a true role model. When I talk about inspiration, that's what Clientele is about. We are about inspiring and encouraging women to be their best, and men to be their best, to take a step out and say, I want to feel good. I want to feel confident, not quite sure how to do it. That's why we personalize things, but so do you. And that's what I loved about you, is because you are telling everyone, take a step out there. Like you said, we've got the time now. We're not raising the kids, and we've got that space where we can really concentrate on us and getting ourselves into shape. And I love that about you. And I know that your hair also has been a huge, huge storm of, everybody going, oh my gosh, because look at that hair. It is gorgeous and thick and wonderful. And I really love the fact that you really chose a lifestyle of health. Can you tell
Mhm.
us about that and how you inspire people to do the same?
Well, I always tell people, I'll get comments from people and they'll say, you are so lucky. And I am not so lucky, because I work for everything I get, especially when it comes to my health. I'm only 5'1.5", and so everything shows on me. And I've always worked out. I've always been motivated by how it makes me feel. And when I work out and I'm moving my body and I'm exercising and I'm trying to be healthy, I just feel better. And that makes me feel more confident and better about myself. So that to me is my motivation. And so that's what I try to do. I've worked out literally since I was a teenager. I work out when I'm on vacation. I get ornery when I don't work out. It just
Mhm.
makes me feel good. And I just really believe that if we feel healthy, and I know a lot of that is about your brand too, Clientele, is you have to feel good on the inside to look good on the outside. And so to me, every single day when I go up there to do my workout, it's not easy, but I'm so motivated by how it makes me feel and how it makes me look. And that's enough for me.
Now,
Hmm.
one of the things I read about you that you and I didn't discuss, you have lots of achievements. So, magazines that have featured you, and awards that you've won. Can you talk about some of that, please?
Oh my gosh, I hope I can remember them. It seems so weird, because 5.5 years ago I was just a person, you know what I mean? And now I'm this brand, and there's people that know me and people that pay attention to me. But probably, oh my gosh, there's a lot. So probably the first one that was really amazing to me was I got to go to New York and do a skincare L'Oreal skin cream ad for them. And it was so cool because it was a full-blown photo shoot, and I walked in and it was such a production, lights and clothing and a makeup artist. And I mean, my eyes were so open to what really goes into just an ad in a magazine. And it was in Real Simple magazine, and it was right next to Helen Mirren. So there was my full page ad, and then Helen Mirren's full page ad right next to it, and that was so surreal to me and very cool. But I have just a lot of magazines will feature me in their hair section, like great hairstyles for women over 50. In fact, a lot of my followers have actually found me on Pinterest because of my hair. And I should tell you about my hair because it's really has an amazing story of itself. So
I would love it.
my mother had a birthmark in her hair, and it was just this white streak of hair right here. And she was always dark, and she got it from her father, and her father got it from his mother. I mean, it goes back generations and generations, and you can only pass this if you have it. So I have 7 brothers and 2 sisters.
Wow.
And so my mom had it, and out of her 10 children, 4 of her children got this white streak in their hair, and I was one of them. I was the only girl that had it. And I, as a little girl, had this dark hair and this white streak in my hair, and I was so self-conscious about it. I would get comments from people about, did I spill paint in my hair? Or sometimes people would call me a skunk. And it was really hard as a little girl having that in my hair. I didn't appreciate it, I didn't see the beauty in it. And it really wasn't until I was older and people would say that is the coolest thing, because I've mostly had a pixie cut. So I had this dark pixie cut with this white streak of hair right there. And it was white. It wasn't yellow. It wasn't blonde. It was stark white. And I started to really appreciate it then. And then when my children got it, 2 of my sons have it in their hair. It's just such a pride thing, that they got that from their mother, that they got that from my mother, that it's been passed on to them through me. And it just was so cool. And I actually have 2 granddaughters now that have it in their hair. I've not put any color in my hair now for a couple of years, but it's so much fun. It's so much fun to have this white hair. It's so much more fun than the dark hair. So, that's kind of the story of my hair. I've just never looked back.
Tell me about some of the things in Clientele, and how we got on this journey is I basically found Shauna, and we talked for a little bit, and Shauna wasn't sure in the very beginning that this would be something interesting to her until I started to talk to her and tell her the story about Clientele and about the internal and external care. So Shauna, could you share with us what you've experienced so far using Clientele?
Okay, well, I first have to say that as an influencer, I get skincare companies reaching out to me all the time, especially my demographic, because we're starting to see now the real effect of age on our skin. And so I get a lot of collaborations of people wanting me to promote their skincare. And I never promote anything that I don't think would help somebody else. But there is something super special about Clientele. And, you know, when you called and told me about it, it was like, well, yeah, you can send it and I'll try it. But I just kind of thought it would be like all of the others. But oh my goodness, like you said, I can remember you saying, you'll see a difference in 2 or 3 days. And I'm like, okay, well, we'll see. And Sheryl, you were right. I mean, I don't know what it is. It must be the lotus seed or something, because I
Absolutely.
I truly honestly felt such a difference in my skin in 2 days, maybe three, but I think two. And it felt so much more hydrated. I mean, you know how at the end of the day it gets to be like 5 and 6 o'clock and your face starts to feel really dry underneath your makeup? My face doesn't feel like that anymore. It doesn't. It feels just as moist and supple at the end of the day as it did when I first cleansed my face and put my makeup on. It's really amazing. I have loved it. Loved it. It's so exciting.
I'm so happy to hear that, and that's what you told me, and it makes me excited because these are the things that we hear all the time. And you live in Utah, so you've got
So
either,
dry.
yes, extreme dry or extreme cold.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I put together the products specifically to address that and anything else that you wanted to use. And by the way, everybody, please like and share because Shauna's got so much to offer you. And please look at her page, Chic Over 50, and Instagram and Pinterest and your Facebook too, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Chic over 50.
As a matter of fact, can you tell us all the ways to find you?
Well, everything is chic over 50 except for I think my Twitter, which is 50 and chic, but I don't really use Twitter. I just got my name in there. But Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and my website is all Chic Over 50. So chicover50.com or Instagram Chic Over 50. It's all there.
So like and share this, everyone, because you've got to
Mm-hmm.
look at these pages. They're incredible. And the fashions. I am a fashionista, and Shauna is a huge fashionista. She's I love everything you wear, and you've been aligned with Chico's quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never seen Chico's look as good as I do on you.
Yeah, Chico's has been my favorite brand that I've worked with. They have been so good to me, so good to me. But yeah, I have loved fashion ever since my earliest memory of fashion was when I was 4 years old, going to preschool.
Let's go back to Clientele for a sec, if I may. Tell me about the vital factors. How did you feel when you took your first drink of vital factors, being that you
Um,
worked out?
okay, I have really, really loved that because I remember you telling me if you take it, you'll feel a little more focused. That's what I remember. Your word was focus. And I don't know what's in there, but I just mix it with like
Love
an
that.
8 ounce cup of warm water in the morning and drink it. And it's just like a little pep, like a little, like it doesn't make you feel weird, but it just makes you feel so driven, like you're so focused, like these are your tasks and let's go get them done. I mean, it's, I love it. I love it.
Thank you.
And it kind of tastes good too. I like the taste of it. I mix it with warm water, and maybe some would think that sounds not very good, but I love it. It just I don't know. I just love how it makes me feel. So
Well, that,
I've been using it for, I've only used it for the 5 days. And so now I'm on the 3 days off. So tomorrow I think is when I start again for my
again,
five days.
just a reminder for you, it's actually 5 days on and 2 days off.
Oh, 2 days. Okay, so that's right. So my second day off is today. So tomorrow I'll start now my 5 days.
Great. And what it does, everyone, and I'm going to do plop plop fizz fizz like the old
Mm-hmm.
commercial. But what it does, you can see the effervescence right here. When I was explaining it to Shauna, we were talking about the fact that we start to lose our human growth hormone when we are very young, in our mid 20s. It just starts a little bit at a time. Now I'm 64. Shauna, is it okay if we talk about your age?
Oh yeah, I'm 60. I'm almost 61.
Okay, and she looks dynamite. So this starts happening, and we see the changes with the years going by. We see the laxity in our skin, the loss of elasticity. We see the lines forming. We see hyperpigmentation, little brown spots. We see, the neck looks crepey. So we see all of that. We see what everybody likes to call crow's feet, but I call them smile lines. This is taking you back, and it's going to sound very corny, in time, because this is providing for you what your body is losing. So, as Shauna was just talking about, wow, she felt like present. I'm ready to take the day on. I can do my
Yeah.
tasks, and I could probably do more than normal. You will be able to feel it in your stamina, which is what you did, your focus, because it is what's the word I'm looking for? It's actually approaching your neurological factors. So it works on your memory, your focus, and it works on your bones. So as you're exercising, your joints, so your musculoskeletal, your bones and joints, to make them stronger, your cardiovascular health, for your heart muscles and your arteries, your metabolism, because you're talking about, you have to watch. You're 5'1", you said everything shows on you. So your metabolism, so it works on that as well. And your immune system, because today everybody needs that.
Oh
Now,
yeah.
would you agree?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like now more than ever. Yeah.
So I'm hoping that gives you a feeling of more confidence and more security about your body as far as your immune defense goes nowadays. And let's talk about cleansing. Now, what was different about, because we did what's called a double cleansing system for you. What was different about what you've been doing, the Lotus Time Shield natural oils and your Gentle Soy antioxidant wash? How is that working for you?
Well, first of all, my favorite thing that Clientele offers is the pre-wash. It is so dreamy. It's so it feels like I don't know. Women would be afraid, I think, if I said it felt like rubbing oil on your face, but it feels like rubbing oil on your face, and it feels so good. I could sit and rub that in my face for 5 minutes. It feels so good. And it's so good getting all the makeup off first and then cleansing it with the cleanser, because it just makes it feel doubly clean. I mean, if you're just cleansing with cleanser, you're cleansing it with all your makeup. You know what I mean? So your cleanser's on and you're washing your face with all your cleanser and makeup. But the pre-cleanse gets everything off, and then you can wash your face. I don't know. It is not a second step that I mind at all. It's my favorite product. I love
Well,
it.
thank you. And that's the Lotus Time Shield natural oils. And one of the things, because you are semi newly married,
Mm-hmm.
it's been in the last couple of years. Is that right?
Not quite a year and a half.
Oh my gosh. Well, there's definitely a story to that, everybody. So we're going to talk about that in a second. But I was going to say, if you or your husband like to massage, it's not only for your face, it's a great massage oil, and it's going to keep your body skin like, oh, the way your face skin feels, and the crepiness will go away, and the skin will just feel so soothed and so wonderful. There's so many incredible oils in this, like rose hip, like sweet almond, that just do, I mean, there's multitudes. as you said, that you don't mind having to do 2 steps because
Mm-mm.
it's eliminated
Oh,
everything.
yeah. It's like luxury for your face. I'm not
Ah,
kidding you. It is so good. It's so good.
I
And I
love
don't
that.
know if that's partly why my face feels so hydrated and so moisturized. I mean, I'm sure it all works together and it all, each thing that I'm using has its benefits into improving my skin, but oh, it's so good. It's my favorite.
Well, thank you. And yes, it is the reason because what you're doing is that those oils are providing a moisture barrier. And when you told me that you have issues with dryness, I went, all right, I know exactly what to do. So the
Mhm.
Lotus Time Shield natural oils are holding in that moisture and protecting anything, any free radicals from zapping that moisture. And then the
Mhm.
gentle soy antioxidant wash with the sponge is getting rid of any traces left behind, microscopically peeling your dead skin, getting into the pores so that you can do your next step. How did you feel about your Lotus firming serum?
I love this serum. There's two serums I'm using. So I'm using the Lotus Affirming Serum and then that little yellow one. And
Intensive.
I use that one at night. And those two serums are my next two favorite products.
And what are you noticing about your
Well,
skin?
I just notice overall from using your brand is just my skin. It I feel like just the countenance of my skin looks different. I feel like it's a little glowier, of the more even tone, not as splotchy and more hydrated. So all of those three things are such issues for women at my age, and it's addressed every single one of them.
Well, first of all, thank you for saying that because one of the things, everybody, I would love you to do, call us at 800-327-4660, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And what I did for Shauna, which was such a pleasure for me, was to find out all about her lifestyle, her skin, what her concerns were, what does she want to address? What does
Mm-hmm.
she want to do internally to help herself as well? And she did such a good job already. But that's what we do. So please call that number. And as I said, like and share. I know I sound like a commercial, but I want you to hear all the great things that Shauna has to share with you. Because if you are over 50 and you're saying, like Shauna said, what do I do now?
Mm-hmm.
Where's my life? What do I do? No kids, not working, or maybe I'm working a little bit, but I don't know what to do with myself. And especially in these times when we've been in the house more than ever, there's been a lot of questions. So I want you to look to her because Shauna is the one to answer all of this for you. And what you're going to find when you go to her website is going to be extraordinary beyond many websites that you've seen. So I thank you for that. And then also, how did you feel when you did your mask, your facial mask?
I love the mask. I love it.
What did it do?
Yeah, it's I put it on right before I went into the shower. And so it sat on my face kind of as the shower was steaming. And I took it off after about 10 minutes, I think. And first of all, it comes off really well. You know how some masks you feel like you have to tear your face apart to get the mask off? I don't know if it was because I was in the shower and it stayed moist. I don't know. But I mean, it dried, it definitely dried like a mask does. But then when I went to go take it off with a warm cloth, it came right off, which I love that. And it just made me, I mean, it made me honestly feel like I had a facial. It was
And you
so
did.
good. Yeah,
And you
it
did.
was, yeah, really nice mask.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Such great information. And we want to make sure that what we did for Shauna, we did a double cleanse, actually. It's called a pre cleanser with her Lotus Time Shield oils and her gentle soy antioxidant wash from Clientele. And then the Lotus firming serum in the morning, the intensive serum at night. You said that the Lotus has a lot to do with how you're feeling. You said, is it the Lotus? It is, because that is the evenness in your skin. So the even tone, the firming, there's 55% firmness in the first 10 minutes of application. And it is fighting every bit of oxidation that your skin could ever have, from the outside, the sun, the pollution, your camera, your laptop, your television, to the inside, your internal oxidation, stress, diet, exercise, etc. So that's what we're doing. We also put Shauna on a great daily nutrient supplement and the immune defense called On Guard. So we gave her some extra immune defense in addition to the vital factors. And then protection, her anti-aging activator, which is 25 antioxidants. What do you want to tell us about this? Because again, this is addressing your dryness as well, with an ingredient called antarcticine that holds moisture 72 hours longer than normal.
Well, first of all, I didn't, when I first got my product, Sheryl, do you remember me calling you and saying, I'm not sure that there's moisturizer here because it comes in a different container that I'm used to seeing. It's like a pump, that tall rectangular that you just had, pump, but that's the moisturizer, and it's lovely because it's not heavy. It's kind of a light moisturizer, but with the serum, it's just enough. It's really, really nice.
Well, thank you so much. And I want to take us out with your story about how you met your husband. So I'm going to ask you that. And I want to say, everybody, this is so encouraging for men and women at our stages of life. I've been married for 2 years now. Shauna's been married for a year and a half. So we have a similar story, but I want to hear all about that and how encouraging and inspiring that is as well.
Well, first of all, I was in a marriage for 39 years and was very, very afraid to leave because didn't have a college education. I wasn't working. I had my blog, but my marriage was, it was just, it was hard. It was a hard marriage. And so about a year before I filed for divorce, I got a message from a girl that lives just north of Salt Lake. And she thought that I was divorced because she had seen me on TV doing a TV spot for my local TV news program. And I didn't have a ring on. So she just assumed I was single. And she reached out to me and said, I've got this dad of mine that lives down in southern Utah that I would love for you to meet. And I was, startled, like, I mean, I get a lot of messages, right? When, as an influencer, I get messages all the time from men, and you just kind of blow them off and delete them and whatever. But this one just kind of hit me because I was so troubled in my marriage. I was so unhappy and so scared. And so it was very anxiety ridden, my marriage was. And so I, kind of found out a little bit about her dad, and then that was that. Then I didn't talk to her for a long time. And then the day that I filed for divorce, I messaged her and I said, I'm ready to meet your dad. And she's like, great, I'll give him your number. And he called me right away, and we started seeing each other. We actually met a month after we started talking on the phone, and it was just instant. It was an instant connection. He is such an amazing man. He's a wonderful, trustworthy, honest man. And there's no more anxiety in my marriage. And it's just, I guess I didn't really know that marriage could be like this. And it's been so beautiful. I mean, that's probably one reason why I'm glowing, Sheryl.
That's right. That's right.
You
She's
know,
got that
I know it comes from the inside
happy
out,
glow.
right? I mean, you have to
Yes.
be happy on the inside to really look your best. And I'm so happy with him. And we've been married now it'll be a year and a half, I think, next month. And so that's why I live down here in Southern Utah. I moved away from my 7 little grandkids that I miss so much, but they come down and see me a lot, and I go up there and see them a lot. And my sweet mom and lives up there too. But it all works out, and I just feel like really God had such a hand in all of this with my blog, because my blog is what really gave me the avenue to get out of my marriage. It gave me an income. It gave me a way to support myself. It actually is what allowed me to meet my husband. I was on this TV show as Chic Over 50, so she knew me through Chic Over 50. His daughter did, and if it hadn't been for Chic Over 50, I would absolutely probably still be in my marriage. And
Well,
it just wasn't a healthy marriage. So I'm so blessed. So blessed.
you are, and it was definitely, definitely a God thing. Amen. And
Mm-hmm.
I just want to say, everybody out there, I want that, what Shauna just said, and everything she said, to encourage you to take steps to make yourself happy. We only have this time. So this is the time to make yourself happy. Read her page, look at her Instagram, look at her Pinterest, look at her Facebook, read everything about Shauna. Let her be an inspiration. Let Clientele be an inspiration to you to take care of yourself from the inside out. We're giving you the keys, we're giving you the steps. Have faith and know that something great is going to happen for you, that you can and will be blessed, because here is a perfect example. And I've been married also for 2 years, and I'm 64. So that can happen, everyone. And I just want to say, like and share, like and follow. Call us at 800-327-4660, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 Eastern Standard Time. And Shauna, look for her at Chic Over 50 on all social media. And Shauna, I'm going to just announce a winner, because we have a winner every week of $150 worth of clientele from somebody that shared the last week. So if you can come into the camera for a second, I'm going to whisper it to you. You ready?
Okay.
John Landis. John Landis. Can you announce our winner?
Okay. Our winner is John Landis.
Thank you. See, we got men out there that want to hear about Clientele too. Thank you.
You're welcome. And thank you so much for having me. And I have to just say, one thing I liked about Clientele too is just the personalization of your phone call, of you finding out what I needed, what my lifestyle was, and you catered my whole skincare routine around that, which is so much appreciated.
Thank you. From my heart, I am so grateful for you. And I thank you for you and everything that you do for people. Shauna, you're amazing. I'm so happy for you. Congratulations on your anniversary coming up, on having a beautiful life, a beautiful family. It can be done, everybody. And I just want to say, join us next week, because we've got a man to talk about Clientele who's been using it for several years. See, ladies, bring your guys. And if you don't have guys, let your dad watch it, your uncle, your brother, whomever. But tell some gentlemen about this for next week. Ben Starling the third. We're going to see you next Tuesday. Shauna, if I could, I would hug you with all my might right now. Thank you.
You're so sweet, Sheryl. Really, thank you. I can tell from the moment that I first spoke to you on the phone how passionate you are about what you do, and there's a reason to be passionate about Clientele. I'm so grateful that I found it. I'm so happy that there's something out there for women our age that will really, really make a difference. So thank you for reaching out to me and for having me today. It's been fun to chat, and thanks everybody for listening.
Thank you. It's been my great pleasure. And let's just say bye to everybody for now.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.